Hi, and welcome back to the It's a Girl Thing podcast. We're here for another episode of Coco Confessions. As always, I have bribed, bullied, and kidnapped my friends to come and confess with us, as Abby makes the most beautiful face possible over in the corner there. Well, make sure you go and grab your hot cocoa, your drink of choice. Today we are actually with hot cocoa, which I would like to say is probably a first in many, many episodes. But we did it, and it's cold here, so seemed fitting. If you are enjoying the show, don't forget to follow along on your favourite platform, leave a rating, and just keep tuning in each week. So we've got 3 entries today because I noticed that we have 2 short ones and to make up for the lack of last week's episode. So let's get started. We have, one time I was sick and my mum warned me that the next morning she was going to have her workmates over on the deck outside my window. I forgot about it and went to sleep. Honestly, I would have to say the worst timing to tell your kids something is right before they go to sleep. Or when they're like, mum tends to have a habit of, I tell her to come and say goodbye when she leaves in the morning, and so she'll wake me up, say something, she'll be like, can you do this, this, and this for me today? And I'll go, yeah, of course, I won't forget. And then I'll wake up an hour and a bit later or whatever, and I'm like, cool, going about my day, I'll remember one thing to do. And then I'm like, I swear on my life there was something else I was supposed to do. Oh well, I'll find out when mum gets home. That's a dangerous game to play. I woke up on day 2 of my period, still sick, and opened the curtains. Honestly, day 2 is the worst. I'm waiting for this to fall. It's falling. Okay. We're just living on the edge with the microphone, trying not to tumble. I know, but I need to bring this up again. Oh, I'm really wrecking the place. Okay, I give up. It's okay. We'll make this work. We've got everything now stacked up. We have a Bible, a notebook, and 2 pairs of shoes piling onto the edge of my microphone stand so that we can actually finish this chat. Honestly, day 2 of the period is truly the worst. Are you just clicking and cracking over in the corner there? No, you'd never? I took off my undies and bent down to find some more. Then I heard a knock on the window behind me. I'm just imagining like a line of grown men just standing outside her window. Delightful. Then I heard a knock on the window and looked behind me. I looked at it and it was my mum whispering, "We can see you." And I looked and all of her co-workers were having morning tea outside my window. Well, morning tea and a show, I guess. Just what everybody wanted. Sun's out, bums out. Well, you're not wrong. Remember, I was on my period and I bent down really far so they would have seen my full, hairy, bloody pussy and asshole. Most embarrassing moment of my life. Oh, explicit. I'm just thinking about just how awful that would be. Like, you already feel exposed and then you feel even more exposed because you're on your period. Girl, I have no idea how old we were here, but I feel so sorry for you. I feel like the younger you are, the more embarrassing it feels, but the older you are, the more you understand how awkward it is. As we said, food and a show. So that was entry 2 for us. Now on to entry 7. So basically, my friend really wanted food from the Aptia school canteen. So we made her ask out this guy she really likes, who also happens to be her second cousin. A lot happened in that first sentence.
It's giving New Zealand.
It is giving New Zealand vibes. Firstly, we're wanting food from the canteen. Second of all, we're making her ask out a guy that she likes. And he's her second cousin. I'm not quite sure how this ties in, but we'll find out, I hope. She decided that she really wanted the food from my friend's lunchbox, so she decided to go through with it and ask him out. Is anybody else confused?
Yeah.
I'm confused. We filmed it, and so she said some pickup lines, and he walked over to me and asked what I was getting out of it, which was nothing. He declined, so she got rejected, but still got free food. So it wasn't about... so it was like a bribe. It was, if you ask the guy you like out, we'll give you free food.
With the guy that she likes,
That's cool.
her second cousin.
Yeah.
It's from Alabama. Sweet home Alabama. Is it anywhere? I think it's just the south of the US. Also New Zealand, apparently, with our second cousins. But to be fair, I don't think I've met any of my second... Oh, I have actually. I have, because my cousin's kids are my second cousins, and I love them to pieces, and they're little. Oh, goodness. Why is this so loud? I'm turning it down. You don't need to hear me, like, scream at the top of my lungs anymore. Well, that one felt quite confusing, but I got there in the end. Plot twist. And we have a final confession for today, which is entry number 14. Ooh, this story...
So I'm just laughing at the part of
It's artistic. You have to do what you had to do.
It's beautiful, yeah.
Okay, so before the story starts, you need to know a little background knowledge. One key thing to note for this particular story is that my boyfriend and his brother could be very lazy at times. Not quite sure where we're going with this. Sometimes you just know, but today I don't. I have no clue. For example, if they were outside, they would pee into the same corner of the yard instead of going inside, despite it being the same distance to use the toilet. That's such a man thing to do. I mean, this is also reminding me of your peeing. Was it peeing or vomiting in the bush? Multiple occasions. This was at the one I was thinking of. Was it Lockie's parents? You've definitely told us a story about that. There's been a few. It's giving those vibes. If you have a paper.
You can't be bothered to do it.
You both squatted in the bushes on the way home from a night out. You can't say anything. That's true. I guess they enjoyed whipping their manhood out. Maybe it brought them closer to nature. I'm not sure. Anyway, on to the story. They do, just exposing themselves, I guess. One year, I was staying at my boyfriend's house for New Year's while his family were camping. At the time, I had just turned 18, so we planned to do what any other freshly 18-year-olds would do. Party! Except for me, unless you're me. You won't catch me partying. Actually, maybe 18-year-old, no. I don't feel like there's much difference between me and 18-year-old me in terms of partying. The night started off great. We met up at one of our friends' houses and started partying the night away. Beer pong, card games, you name it, we did it. Fast forward to much later on in the night, I was sloshed. God knows how I didn't get alcohol poisoning. We were supposed to stay the night at our friend's house, but because of the state I was in, we decided it would just be best if we Ubered home. With a bottle of water and some Panadol, I was tucked into bed for the night. Are you supposed to have Panadol when you're drunk?
I have no clue.
Because can't it interact with alcohol?
Like being cross.
Yeah, like, you know how, like, essentially like drug interactions? This will be my Googling after this.
Isn't that a bit like... Panadol as well as being drunk. Fine to do.
No, I was just wondering. I wonder if it's the same with ibuprofen then as well. Today's curiosities. A couple of hours had passed and suddenly my body jolted awake with the urge to puke. Because my boyfriend's room was not connected to the main house, I ran straight for the lawn and ended up, you guessed it, in the pee corner. Firstly, I feel like you're so drunk and so unwell that you would not care where you were standing. You just evacuating your stomach. To say what came out of me was unpleasant would be an understatement. I had completely cleared my guts. Hey, I guess a colon cleanse, you know? A little bit of a stomach. Not a colon cleanse. A stomach cleanse, to say the least. Hey, it probably could have ended up being both afterwards. The next morning, in fear and embarrassment, I got up early and hosed down the area to get rid of the evidence. Honestly, commitment. A couple of days had passed and my boyfriend's family had come back. We were all sitting on the deck enjoying a cold drink when his mum said, "Boys, there is a patch of dead grass in the corner of the lawn. You better not have killed my grass from your pee." I was frozen. It wasn't the boys' pee that had killed the grass. It was my puke. To this day, the boys have taken their blame for my little mishap without knowing the truth, and I intend on keeping it that way. Hee hee. Honestly, credit. They've probably paid there so many times that it probably is half their fault as well. The interaction of imagine the interaction of all their amounts of pee and her vomit all at the same time. That definitely was probably a contributed cause. Well, thank you for joining us for our confessions this week. If you have any stories to share, whether they're yours, a friend's, a sibling's, feel free to submit them to the Google form that will be attached below. You can also find it in any social media platforms via my link tree. And don't forget, keep on coming, keep on joining, and we'll confess again next week. Bye.